Hey guys, it's Bruce with Time to Sleep. It's always tough doing these videos because I like to look this way, but the camera's over here, so I have to focus on that right there. But anyway, I wanted to talk about a couple of things today, and I'll make separate videos out of them. But based on some of the comments and some of the private messages I get, people are saying, well, why don't you open up like a mattress by appointment store? And there's a couple of reasons why. I opened up my first store in 2013 as a mattress by appointment type company. And this was over here in North Hollywood. At the time, I called my place Hollywood Mattress because I was in North Hollywood and Hollywood seemed like a good fit for it. But I knew within 2 months that if I were to continue doing the whole appointment schedule, that I'd be out of business pretty fast, and this is why. Now, it's always talked about how you set your own hours, you work on your own schedule, make extra money, make a boatload of money. It may work for a small minority of people, but no, no, definitely not. So I first got into it, how to put up yard signs and do lots of Craigslist posts and, Facebook advertising. The thing is, you're advertising to the lowest common denominator. You're advertising, $150 queen mattress. And at the time, what we were given was like a 4-inch thick mattress. Uncomfortable, looked ugly. And I remember one time I had a family come in because of the $150 mattress. And when I showed it to them, they were pissed. And rightfully so. They drove about 30 miles to come to my store. And in LA traffic, that's a long time. But on top of that, I was getting appointments. I was getting maybe 5 to 7 appointments a day. And a lot of times people come in for that $150 queen mattress, and it's always like, oh, this is bait and switch. I'm like, no, I'll sell it to you. And then you had to build on urgency and, telling people, oh, I only have one of these mattresses left. It's out in the back. If you want it, you can have it right now. Otherwise, that's it. You're done. And even though knowing full well I could get them pretty much any time. But the other thing is with by appointment, you are paying a markup versus if you're buying it direct from the manufacturer. I mean, they have to make their money too. So a mattress that let's say I would buy from them for, let's say, $250, I could have got directly from the manufacturer for, $170, $180. And keep in mind, they are a money-making business. They make money by marking up their products and then selling it to you. And then on top of that, there was a minimum weekly delivery that, I had to order like at least 6 or 8 pieces at one time, or like a minimum, like $1,500 a week for me to get my delivery. Meaning that if I had a bad week and if I did not order the minimum required volume-wise, dollar-wise, $1,500, they would not deliver to me. So I was being forced to buy more mattresses that I didn't need just to meet that minimum requirement. Now it was very hands-off. Pretty much you sign up and you're pretty much your own business owner. And it was within, those 2 months that I'm like, you know what? I don't need them. I could do this on my own. So what happened was that I closed up. I relocated my store because they insisted that I don't get a high visible location, get like a little hole in the wall, like in a warehouse or like in a strip mall where you can save money on rent. Now, the thing is, when you do that, you're not visible. So you had to rely on those appointments. And I knew full well, being in retail for most of my life, that visibility helps. If people see your store from the street, they will come in. And that just wasn't happening. I wasn't getting walk-ins, which, That's not the business model with them, but I wanted walk-in traffic. And, I started up my first location with $11,000. And so after that, I moved to another spot. I didn't even tell them. I'm just like, screw it. I just, I just moved my store to another part of town that was very visible. And I was able to open up that location, the full retail with first month's rent, security deposit, all, what you call inventory. I think it was like just under $10,000. It was like $9,800, something like that. So it cost me less to open up a full retail store than it did to do a mattress by appointment store. And on top of that, I didn't have to pay the markups. I didn't have to meet these delivery minimums from them, which are unusually high. Like here in Los Angeles, I can order from a local company. For example, Maxim. Love dealing with Maxim Mattress. Robin's the owner, one of the best people in the business. I could literally order a $100 bed frame or $100 mattress, and they will deliver to me for free with no charge, sometimes even next day. Or I could just, I could call up Robin, I could call up my rep over at Maxim and say, hey, I had a customer buy this mattress. It's 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm going to send someone down there to pick it up. Can it be ready in like 2 hours? Without fail, yep, come pick it up. I'll same day pick it up and sometimes even deliver that same day. So, and also when you do the whole mattress by appointment, as I mentioned, their business model, even to this day, speaking to other people who have mattress stores like that, they still want you to do like yard signs, post-up signs on telephone poles. I almost got fined for that. Yeah, they found one of my signs on a telephone pole, and I had to meet with them. And at the time, I actually had my branded shirt. It's kind of like this here, Time to Sleep, but it said Hollywood Mattress. So I walk in, and the guy's like, "You're the guy putting up the post on the telephones?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "But you have like a retail store." I'm like, I just agreed with him. Like, I just agreed. Yeah, I know. He's like, just don't do it again. So that was it right there. On top of that, what they don't tell you is that the territory that you get when you open up a mattress by appointment store is a failed territory from someone else. Yes. I personally know of territories here in Southern California that have, people opened up 3, 4, 5 months later, they close, they then sell that territory to someone else. You think you're the first person opening up in Los Angeles, for example. No, you're the first of many. They just failed. So unless you're willing to spend thousands of dollars per month in advertising, getting people to come in, it is pretty tough because you're having to rely on volume. Now, it's true, and it's also somewhat deceiving being in that part of the industry, and I don't like to deceive people. I'm very upfront. I've even shown customers my costs on a mattress. I'm like, look, this is how much I make. This is how much I buy it for. It's a business. I have high overhead. I have to earn a living. I'm very upfront with people. But so you're buying a territory that belonged to someone else. When I got in, I'm thinking, I'm in Hollywood area, North Hollywood, greater Los Angeles. And I'm thinking, prime territory. I got all of this, not realizing that there were at least 2 other people who had that territory before me who failed. And I know this is an ongoing issue. I have a buddy of mine east of Los Angeles who has multiple stores. And, mattress by appointment stores are trying to sell him their inventory because they're going under. Now, I'm not saying that opening up a retail store is the end-all, be-all. It is tough. Not everyone can handle it. I myself work 7 days a week. I'm working about 70, 80 hours a week. And not everyone can do that. People people want that work-life balance. I'm a single guy, no kids. I don't need it. I'm working. I'm trying to build up my business, so I don't mind putting in those hours. But if you're thinking about doing a by appointment type business, you are in for a shock because, yeah, you might be putting in four hours after work, maybe on the weekends. Yeah, you might be making a couple $100 here and there. But if you want to build up your business, you have to go full retail like I did. And so that is like, this is like a rebuttal video to people asking why I didn't do a Mattress by appointment. I did. That's how I started. And then I went full retail and things got so much better. And the thing is, I remember selling to this one customer who was buying a boatload of mattresses. They were like buying five or six mattresses at one time. And they were just haggling me to the point where I was making like $80 off each mattress. Now you're thinking, hey, 6 mattresses, $80 profit, $480. That's pretty good. Thing is, I could have made a lot more mattresses if I wasn't, trying to make a sale. I mean, I was pulling, I dropped my pants on that one, but it's tough when you come in and you're not prepared to deal with customers who are used to negotiating. When you're in a retail setting, negotiating isn't as intense. People might ask for free delivery, but when you do mattress by appointment, the thing is, how they train you is that you say, oh, this is a $2,000 mattress, selling it, 60% below retail cost. That's not true. And you lower the price by huge amounts. People think, oh, this guy has room to play. And that's another aspect. It was very deceiving, telling people this is a, $2,000 mattress. I'll sell it to you for $500, $600 when you're paying, $200, $250 for it. So I wasn't a big fan of that. Anyway, if you can think of any other questions, feel free to leave a comment below. And I know I was kind of all over the place with the video. I don't plan these videos. I don't know what I'm going to say until I start talking, okay? But just leave a comment. I'll answer your questions. And if there's any other questions that you have about the industry, I will do my best to not only answer it via comment, but maybe I'll make a video about it. Because when you're in the mattress business, all you have is time. It's not one of those businesses where you get 5-10 people walking in a day, unless you're pulling them in off of Facebook or Craigslist. Oh, and another thing, the no-shows. I hated the no-shows. I hated, making an appointment, driving 20, 30 minutes to my store for me to then get a phone call or a text as soon as I'm there. I'm not going to make it. Let's do this another time. It seemed like almost half of the people who made appointments never showed up. And that is why I went ahead to do full retail as well, because I'm like, I'm just going to be here all day regardless, because if I have to show up at 11 o'clock and have another appointment at 1 o'clock, or let's say 3 o'clock, rather than leaving and going back home and then coming back to the store, I'm like, I'll just stay all day. So that's another reason why I went full retail. And to be upfront with you, it's paid off. Last month I did $40,000 plus at over 50% margin, and this month I'm on pace to do that as well. I'm at about 20,000 or so. But yeah, you think you're gonna make appointments and go to your son's soccer game or your sister or your daughter's dance class, or just set aside time. No, you're going to be there all day, so you might as well make it full retail, because you are going to get those people walking in and off the street saying, hey, I need a mattress. Well, anyway, if you have any questions, go ahead and, like I said, leave a comment below, give me a call. Name of the company's Time to Sleep. I'm on Google. You could easily look me up. Anyway, Bruce with Time to sleep. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to make another video now on something else.